So, which class should you actually play in the Burning Crusade on anniversary servers? This is a question that a lot of people are asking right now, and you will see a lot of YouTubers covering as well in the form of tier list, for example, for the Burning Crusade, or various different class videos for the Burning Crusade. And guess what? I'm adding one to the pile, so here we go, another video on choosing a class in the Burning Crusade. Now, you've heard it all before. If you want to be topping DPS, you should just play a Warlock, just play a Hunter. The thing is, if you're gonna have a raid, and you're gonna follow the same advice of playing a Warlock or a Hunter, this is like what a group is going to look like. You're just gonna have Beast Mastery, Beast Mastery, Beast Mastery, and Beast Mastery, and maybe even, let's just say, one more Beast Mastery, and then you're gonna have a bunch of Warlocks as well, a bunch of Warlocks, even more Warlocks, and guess what? Why not one more Warlock, and one more Warlock as well? It's like, at some point, this just becomes stupid, and you can't have your raid groups be like this, because you're just going to be, like, missing way too many buffs, missing way too many debuffs, and if everybody follows the advice of just play a Warlock, just play a Restoration Shaman, or just play whatever is the best class, it's simply not going to work, and you will want certain other things in your raid as well. Now, something like this might actually not be a bad start, and we can use something like this and then build upon it to get the rest of the buffs that we also want to have. Let's just say in this case we want to bring both a Prot Paladin and we want to have a Bear Tank as well, and we even bring a Warrior who can even be Protection if need be, and if he's not Protection he goes Arms, for the Arms buffs as well, or the buffs that Arms brings, so like he can be Arms to bring those buffs as well. And instead of having this many Restoration Druids, Restoration Shamans I mean, we're gonna bring a Restoration Druid instead. So we swap out one of them with a Restoration Druid, and this one is going to be something called a Dream State Druid. And we're also going to bring a Holy Priest just for those absolute pumping holy damage as well. In the destruction groups we can consider these to be, well, the ranged pumping groups or the spellcaster groups. In that case, if you bring an elemental shaman, you will see here on the buffs and debuffs you suddenly start bringing a lot more things as well. If we just bring, for example, an elemental shaman here into that group will get some more bonuses as well. For example, you want to have the totems for that group, like spell hit and spell crit. Totem of Wrath, for example, is kind of insane. You also have Wrath of Air totem, so more spell damage and more spell hit and more spell crit for those groups is absolutely insane. And instead of having so many Beast Mastery Hunters, how about we bring a Survival Hunter in here as well? I just keep like throwing them away, but like here for example a Survival Hunter for the debuffs that they have. But going back to the actual pumper group as well, what if we bring a Shadow Priest and we also have an Affliction Warlock instead of the Destruction Warlock over here as well, and that is just for the debuffs that they bring as well, through, for example here, Malediction increases the damage taken of the Curse of the Elements by 3%. So now we have Curse of the Elements, improved Curse of the Elements, we also have the Shadow Weaving for 10% more shadow damage, and we have a Misery for 5% more spell damage taken as well. Now we're starting to get somewhere, right? And as you can see here, even if everybody's telling you to play Destruction, Beast Mastery, or Restoration Shamans, there are many other classes that are in demand. Like an Affliction Warlock, you will want at least one of those. You will want one or two or more Elemental Shamans. You at least want to have one Shadow Priest. You want to have one Restoration Druid. And here's the thing, if this guy is full Restoration, you also want to have a Boomkin in here somewhere as well, to bring the Boomkin aura and also the improved hit percentage. But if the Restoration Druid goes into Dream State and specs into improved Fairy Fire, for example, you don't technically need to bring the balance, and I think a lot of people will opt to bring the Restoration Druid and have him be Dream State instead of having a Boomkin. So when it comes to making a group, it's way more than just considering who is topping the DPS meters at the moment and like what class is going to be performing well. It's all about making a group that can actually, well, be a good group. You can also see we're missing a very important thing here, which is 3% critical strike, improved Seal of the Crusader through the Retribution spec. And here's the thing, I believe if you bring a Holy Paladin, they usually spec into that, so you can have a Holy Paladin or a Ret Paladin. In this case, I'm just going to put a Ret Paladin into the group 3, so we have like the Beast Mastery, Retribution Paladins in that group, and we are slowly but surely starting to cover way more of these buffs than we had in the beginning. Once again, referring back to when we only had the Destruction Warlocks and the Beast Mastery Hunters and Restoration Druids, we weren't even covering half of these. We were covering like, what, 10%. Now we are covering way more, and this is how you have to start thinking when it comes to making a group in the Burning Crusade, or in Classic WoW as a whole. You need to start thinking about raid buffs, raid debuffs, and party-only buffs. You can see here there's a bunch of party-only buffs as well that you need to consider for every single group. You even have some things like True Shot Aura. Maybe you even want to bring a Marksmanship Hunter to bring that as well into some of the groups. Now, when it comes to choosing a class, the one thing I always preach is to play a class that you enjoy. Try out different classes. We even have a PTR right now with level 60 templates for TBC, so you can literally start on the PTR, make a level 60 template and try out every single class, and find one that you really enjoy. So for me, for example, I really enjoy Warlock gameplay, but I also realize that there's going to be a lot of Warlocks, and if I want to have an easier time getting into raids, choosing anything but a Warlock might be the way to go as well. That being said, a lot of raids will be stacking Warlocks, but it's also a really popular class to play. If you want to have a pretty much guaranteed raid spot, for example, play an Elemental Shaman or a Restoration Shaman, and you will have the easiest time of your life finding raids, or be something like a Shadow Priest or a Boomkin, which are very not that popular classes to play, but a lot of raids wants to have them because you are basically boosting the raid. You, not boosting, but like, you are a support class. You are there because you're not topping DPS, but you're helping the people that are topping DPS, top DPS by even more DPS. So you're basically there to enhance the rest of the raid. Same thing goes for Elemental Shamans. They are not just brought for your damage, you are brought for your heroism and also your totems. The reality is, when it comes to choosing a class, you have to start asking a few more questions than just what do you want to play and what is top DPS. You have to start looking at what do people want to have in their raids, because if everybody chose what they wanted to play and what was the top DPS, we would once again get a scenario like the beginning of this video, where everybody played a Beast Mastery Hunter or a Destruction Warlock or a Restoration Shaman, because that's what they're being told are top DPS, and top healing, and that is like the most wanted classes and the best classes to play. Everybody can't play the best class, because then we get really weird raid compositions that are simply not going to work. Either way, I wanted to make a really quick video on just talking about this, showcasing this raid comp tool, which, by the way, the raid comp tool that I was using, that I still have open over here, that I'm kind of just like, I'm messing around with right now, trying to find some weird raid comps that kind of works. So like, I ended up with this. This right here looks really funky, but could actually work. But yeah, like, this right here is wowraidcomp.com/TBC. If you Google WoW Raid Comp Burning Crusade Classic, you will very likely find it as well. And over here you can mix and match, and the whole thing is you want to have as many raid buffs, party only buffs and debuffs and stuff as possible. That way your raid has the biggest chance of success. But speaking of success in TBC, if you want to enter TBC with as much information as possible for gold making, I do have a gold making guide for the Burning Crusade that you can check out through the link down below in the pinned comment. Alternatively, if you want to min-max your gold making right now in Classic WoW leading up to the Burning Crusade as well, I do have a bundle option for both my Classic WoW gold making guide and my TBC one, that when you buy them both through that bundle option, you get a massive discount on both the guides. So you can check it out once again through the link down below in the pinned comment. By getting these guides, you also get early access to a bunch of gold making videos, including TBC investments videos and way more videos when the TBC expansion comes out, allowing you to take advantage of them before the videos go public. You will also get access to some of the best Goldfarms TBC has to offer, and you will know about them from the launch itself. You also get access to a gold making community, for like a Discord server for gold making for both TBC and Classic WoW. So yeah, you get way more than just the guides themselves, and it's just my way to help you out make as much gold as possible in Classic WoW, so check it out through the link down below. It is a great way to support me as a content creator and support yourself in the area of gold making. So once again, pinned comment down below. Either way, let me know what your class you are playing in TBC in the comments down below as well, and thank you for watching. I will see you again in the next video very soon.